Ayo.
Bibira hadir, Nia hadir, kita hadir, Bibda hadir. Ya baik, hadir semua ya.
Ya.
Kemudian siapkan alat tulisnya untuk kita akan belajar hari ini. Nah, sebelum masuk ke materi, coba ingat untuk materi yang kemarin. Bisa sebutkan apa ya saja itu pola bilangan ganjil dan genap. Untuk ganjil apa saja?
Materi 1, 5, 7, 9
Dan seterusnya ya. Untuk pola bilangan genap
2, 4, 6
Have you ever counted the number of petals on a flower? If you counted them on a flower with petals all intact, you would likely discover that the number of petals is a Fibonacci number, that is, a number from the Fibonacci sequence. Many flowers have 3, 5, 8, 13, or 21 petals, all of which are numbers in the sequence. The leaves of cacti and the seeds of sunflowers are arranged in both left and right-handed spirals. The numbers of seeds or leaves in these spirals are also generally in the Fibonacci sequence. We have 2 hands, both of which have 5 fingers, and each finger is divided into 3 parts. All of these numbers are also Fibonacci numbers. Moreover, the lengths of the bones in our hands also fit into Fibonacci ratios. So, what's the Fibonacci sequence anyway? And why is it seemingly everywhere? The Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers in which a given number is the result of adding the 2 numbers before it. So, if you start with 0, the next number will be 1, followed by 1, followed by 2, followed by 3, and so on. As you can see, every number in this series or sequence is obtained by adding the 2 preceding numbers. Individual numbers in this sequence are often referred to as Fibonacci numbers. Mathematically, the Fibonacci sequence is represented by this formula, where n is greater than 1. You can use this expression to find any nth digit in the sequence. This fascinating sequence is widely associated with the mathematician Leonardo Pisano, also known as Fibonacci. He hailed from the Republic of Pisa, which is why he is also known as Leonardo of Pisa, and is considered to be one of the most talented mathematicians of the Middle Ages. At the time, Europeans were still using Roman numbers, while Hindu-Arabic mathematicians were using a different number system that was more robust and efficient. Fascinated by the brilliance of the Hindu-Arabic numeral system, Fibonacci brought it to the Western world in 1202 through his now famous book, Liber Abaci. In the book, he reviewed and compared the Hindu-Arabic numeral system with other systems, such as Roman numerals, and described how using the Hindu-Arabic system made calculations faster and easier. Although his book contains the earliest known description of the Fibonacci sequence outside of India, it was described in ancient Indian texts by mathematicians as early as the 6th century. So, what makes this Fibonacci sequence so special? To the uninitiated, this famous sequence may just seem like a series of numbers, but the Fibonacci sequence has been discovered and rediscovered in various forms, not only in mathematics, but also all across the natural world and in our everyday lives. There's also another exciting offshoot of the Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio. Suppose you have 2 quantities, A and B, wherein A is greater than B. Now, add A and B and divide that sum by A. If this ratio comes out to be equal to the ratio of A and B, then you can say that A and B have a golden ratio, which is represented by the Greek letter phi. Write down the Fibonacci sequence on a piece of paper and calculate the ratio using this formula. You will notice that all Fibonacci numbers have the golden ratio, the value of which is close to 1.618033. In geometry, when the golden ratio is applied as a growth factor, you get a special type of logarithmic spiral, known as a golden spiral. Simply put, a golden spiral gets wider by a factor of phi for every quarter turn it makes. You can find examples and manifestations of the golden ratio and golden spirals in countless places in your everyday life. Seashells are some of the most common examples of the golden spiral found in nature, but ocean waves, hurricanes, flower buds, snail shells, and spider webs are just a few of the other naturally occurring examples. Many artists use the golden ratio or the golden spiral in their creative works. Legendary painter Salvador Dalí explicitly used the ratio in his masterpiece, The Sacrament of the Last Supper. Architects also commonly use the golden ratio when designing buildings and other massive structures. Popular Swiss-French architect Le Corbusier, who is widely acclaimed as one of the pioneers of modern architecture, explicitly used the golden ratio in his modular system. From snail shells, flowers, and bananas to the inside of the human ear, iconic buildings, and galaxies far out in the cosmos, the golden ratio can be seen everywhere. This is probably why it's also known as the divine proportion. There are so many places to find the golden ratio or Fibonacci numbers that it's impossible to list all of them in one place, and the list is ever growing. What other examples of the Fibonacci sequence or the golden ratio have you observed in your life? Tell us in the comments below.
Untuk memecahkan permasalahan ini, Ibu Jadi misalkan seorang siswa bernama Andi bermain cak ingrid Fibonacci. Nah, seperti yang sudah dijelaskan tadi, misalkan ia ingin mencapai kotak nomor 10. Nah, bisa dilihat ya kotak nomor 10 kan 1, 2, 3, 4. Nah, di kotak 4 pun kita mau ke 5-nya itu bingung gitu mau yang kemana gitu. Nah, kemudian pertanyaannya, berapakah nomor yang tertulis pada kotak ke-10? Nah, selain itu apakah kalian dapat menemukan aturan yang digunakan untuk menentukan nomor-nomor pada kotak-kotak tersebut? Nah, silakan lanjutkan kerjakan untuk aktivitas 3-nya itu dengan mengamati barisan yang ada di atas yang pada pandangannya. Kalian sudah mengerjakan bahan ajarnya?
Sudah.
Nah, dari penemuan bahan ajar tersebut, dari permasalahan yang ada itu, kalian mengetahui bahwa bilangan Fibonacci itu bagaimana?
Dengan menghilangkan dua bilangan berikutnya dengan hasil
Ya, kalau misalkan semisal yaitu melakukan permainan ini dari satu ke satu, dari satu kemudian ke satu, satu ditambah satu
dua.
kemudian satu ditambah dua tiga. Kemana selanjutnya?
Kelima. Dua tambah tiga lima.
Ya, benar, berarti kelima. Nah, berarti ke sepuluhnya berapa? Tadi ditemukan? Ya, benar. Jadi di sini 10 yang 5. Selanjutnya kalian harus mengerjakan alfabetnya. Banyak koneksi video.
Tulisan angka ganjil 23
Bagaimana? Boleh kalau mau dibuletin. Iya, buku dulu. Nah, untuk gambar spiralnya seperti ini. Nah, waktu tinggal 5 menit lagi. Apakah semua kelompok sudah mengerjakan? Bisa dihitung lagi. Oh iya. Ya, saya mengatur kertasnya. Apakah sudah? Nah, nanti perwakilan setiap kelompoknya boleh menyimpulkan ke depan mengenai materi hari ini. Sudah? Mulai dari kelompok 1 dulu. Sampai di depan. Sini. Oh iya, iya.
Baik, saya disini perwakilan dari kelompok 1 akan mempresentasikan hasil diskusi kami, yaitu dari beberapa soal sudah dikerjakan akan disimpulkan bahwa bilangan Fibonacci adalah deret bilangan yang setiap angkanya itu merupakan hasil penjumlahan dua bilangan sebelumnya, yaitu dimulai dari 0 dan 1.
Ya, dari tepuk tangan. Selanjutnya kelompok 2, boleh perwakilannya maju ke depan.
Dan dari
Sini.
Oke, jadi saya perwakilan dari kelompok 2. Di sini saya akan menunjukkan bahwa pola Fibonacci adalah deret bilangan yang setiap angkanya merupakan hasil penjumlahan dua bilangan sebelumnya dimulai dari 0 dan 1 dan
Ya, jadi tepuk tangan. Terima kasih kepada perwakilan kelompok yang sudah mempresentasikan. Nah, jadi bilangan Fibonacci itu adalah bilangan yang penjumlahan dari bilangan sebelumnya gitu. Untuk rumusnya itu apa? Tadi di jadi apakah pola bilangan Fibonacci ini selisihnya tetap atau tidak? Ya betul, karena setiap angka itu pasti berbeda. Nah, tidak seperti pola bilangan ganjil dan genap. Nah, Ibu ucapkan terima kasih kepada kalian yang sudah bekerja sama dalam kelompok ini, dan harus kita sadari bahwa kalau budaya ini tidak bisa hilang gitu dari kehidupan kita. Contohnya misalkan dari Asia ini, kan ini budaya dari beberapa daerah yang berbagai namanya itu berbeda-beda dan sangat dekat dengan kehidupan kita gitu. Jadi dengan budaya itu kita bisa menggunakan permainan-permainan yang berkaitan dengan matematika, dan ternyata erat kaitannya. Untuk selanjutnya, Ibu akan memberikan soal evaluasi untuk mengukur sejauh mana kemampuan individu masing-masing dari kalian. Kerjakan secara individu.